Hey y'all, you're listening to Diagnosing Sitcoms and Movies, the DSM podcast. We help make mental health more comfortable by using Black movies and shows we know and love and culture to remove stigma. So join our convo with your host, Courtney Copeland, licensed mental health counselor.
And Dr. B, licensed professional counselor.
Hey y'all, this episode, our case conceptualization is based on the sitcom that started in 1996 and rolled out for 4 seasons, Kenan and Kel.
Woo! Here we go.
Oh, here it goes.
They said that so many times.
I know.
Like they did their bloopers episodes of like each time that they did that.
I love it.
That and every time Kenan would go, why?
Why? Oh.
So dramatic. All of Nickelodeon stars. Jeez.
Oh, I love Nickelodeon. I loved it so much.
I did too. Like at first watching it, I was like, why did I find this funny as a kid? And then the more I watched it, the more I actually found it funny as an adult. Like they just be falling out and flipping and just looking crazy all over the place. Like, what?
It was really hard for me to watch it because, again, now, because I love them and they fucked up every episode. Like they got into trouble, something terrible happened. I don't like watching people I love suffer. It was really hard. I was like, oh, I know it's gonna go bad. Oh, I know it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I want to close my eyes. I don't want to watch them mess it up anymore. And it was every single episode. So like every episode, I know that these people, these characters who I love and care about and cherish are gonna go through some catastrophe. And it hurt my feelings.
Yeah. It did hurt every time because you thought that they would learn their lesson. Or what really hurts is when they find a solution to their problem, but then it still turns out to be a problem. Like one of the Thanksgiving episodes when Kel ate all the turkey, and then Kenan went to go like buy the turkey and they replaced the turkey and everything. And then
they said we deliver. And then they brought 2 live turkeys. And if you pay attention, Kim Fields directed that episode. And so when they had the 2 turkeys, he was like, let's call this one Tootie and this one Regine.
Yes. Bessie.
That wasn't in the script.
Right. She was in a few of them. Well, not. Mm-hmm. She was in one and then directed a few of them. And I picked up on that too. I had no idea, of course, as kids, like who's going to pay attention to the director? Who pays attention to the credits as a kid?
Right. And then I didn't know that her real name was Kim Fields then. She was Regine.
Factuals. I didn't even know her real name. Or Tootie. One of the two.
And then in the later seasons, her sister worked at Rigby's with Kenan because that girl, Alexis Fields, was in every show of the 90s.
What? I had no idea.
Yep, that last little season 4. That for some reason it's not available on Netflix, but
it's not. And I felt some type of way because I'm like, what happened? So annoying.
I'll take what I can get though.
Right.
But I did appreciate just like, I like hearing like familiar things. So just hearing Kenan Kel was recorded in front of a live audience at Nickelodeon Studios Orlando at Universal Studios Florida. Hearing that over and over, I was like, nostalgia. It feels good.
I know. Good old days.
I went to Universal Studios and went to Nickelodeon Studios as a kid. And I was so sad that they weren't recorded in Kenan Kel that day. I was like, what's the point of the whole trip now? I thought I was coming here to meet Kenan Kel.
Did you get slimed?
I did not.
Oh, man.
I saw the slime machine, though. That was pretty cool, but I did not get slimed. And my hair was done, so I don't think I wanted to get slimed.
That was my goal. Actually, I didn't want to get slimed. I just wanted to taste it to see if it tastes like green apple or sour green apple. Well, what was its taste? I wonder.
Okay.
I just always wondered. Yeah, that's my goal.
And then again, continuing on with quotables and Kel's just thirst for orange soda.
Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Is it true? Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, it's true. Ooh. I do. Ooh.
I never knew, like, why. Is there a reason why orange soda was his favorite soda, or is that just his thing?
It's just a relatable thing, I guess. Kids from the hood love orange soda. I know I did.
I didn't know until I watched it. This time as an adult.
You just saw that they were from Chicago?
Yes. I was like, oh my God. And there's so many Chicago references in the show.
The buildings and the sports teams and all of that.
I was like, oh my God.
And then Kel's accent, because Kel is from Chicago, and Kel's accent is so Chicago. Like the first couple episodes when he was like, how we gonna get a car?
I did not pick up on that. People, you say that, but I don't really feel like I hear accent when I talk to people here in Chicago.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
You hear it? I can't hear it. Maybe I've been in the Midwest too long now, but I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, you sound normal. So the most is like Southern, and sometimes it's like they're speaking a different language in certain areas. Maybe I'm that old now. I don't understand certain slang, but for real, their slang here is a little different from me. Like they be talking, I'm like, wait, is this a different language? What did you just say?
But Chicago, they make up their own stuff. Like Joe. Why is Joe?
What the fuck is Joe?
Who is Joe? Who is Joe?
Joe. I don't understand. So yeah, but that was interesting for me to realize. And then I don't know if I told you, but I met Kel in person.
What?
Yes. I went to his stand-up at the University of Iowa.
Actually, you did. I remember now.
I took a bunch of selfies with him, like a crazed woman. You could see his reaction and all the different pictures. Like, what? Okay, enough. What is wrong with you?
He's teetering on whether or not he should call security.
And it was like this line of people, and I'm just sitting there like,
and I stand on this side. Okay, now turn this way. Okay, now hug me.
Right. I love you, just like I love our soda. And then I went away. It was great. The stand-up was good too. And I mean, it was nice to see him, doing his thing. But I didn't know he was from Chicago either. So see, he was in a neck of the woods doing a little tour, it seems. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was absolutely positively in love with him as a child.
Really?
In love.
Oh, I can see. I can imagine.
And then I just grew out of it.
He was so cute when he
was so fun.
I think what probably made me grow out of my little crush with him was when he had that stupid bob braid, the bobs with the braids.
Oh, Ed.
The braided bobs. When he was Ed. Yeah. I was like,
that's a wig. I sacrificed that. I said, that's the things that he has to do to make the money to support us and our future family.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I'm very understanding.
Yes. I see. You are so nice. So kind.
Okay, and so along with this, I have questions that also go with the diagnosis. So with me saying that, and for Kyra, when does it stop being a childhood crush? And when does it become delusional disorder? Because Kyra was in love with him. Kyra was calling him her boyfriend. Kyra locked that other girl in the bathroom after putting the pizza in her chair and getting sauce all on her booty. When does it stop at just crush and become a full-on delusion?
Hello.
That's my little sister, Kyra.
And this is my boyfriend, Kel.
I already know Kel.
Oh, yeah? Well, back off.
Ooh, Kyra.
Where's that line?
Maybe.
Because I think I cross it regularly.
Yes, you do. Yes.
Well, Well, you wasn't supposed to agree that quick. But where clinically, with your, your clinical opinion, can you identify the line for me? Because clearly I cannot. And yeah.
You know what? I can identify that line. The line was crossed. When?
For Kyra, of course. Not for me. For Kyra.
Right. When she made that sculpture that kind of looked like Tupac. Now that I think about it, kind of looked like Tupac. Just a little bit. I think that was the delusion. But also, there was a moment where Kel was like, "This is my girlfriend," because that old girl at her party.
Well, that girl was really like bullying her and being mean. And
right.
He was just trying to be a good friend. Yeah.
So maybe that like kind of
it fed into her delusion.
It fed into it, I feel like, and yeah, so
are we gonna diagnose
that's the moment
Kyra?
For me?
Is it full on delusional disorder, erotomanic type?
Yes.
Well, developing because she's still a child, but
she's still and okay. So
is that out of age? Like, is that developmentally appropriate? No, because it's never developmentally appropriate to create a sculpture. But that blind girl did it for Lionel Richie in the Hello video. So clearly it's a regular happenstance. But I don't think I've ever made a shrine, even for Michael B. Jordan.
I mean, come on now. If we're talking about shrines, we're talking about Nickelodeon.
I feel like every show had someone with a love shrine to someone else on Nickelodeon. What were they teaching us as children?
Exactly. To create shrines.
To emphatically impose our love onto people despite their return desire or not.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. You got it. So, because of that, I do feel like she can be diagnosed with that.
I think we can assess for that. How about that? We're assessing for it. We have not fully diagnosed her. We are assessing her commitment and true belief to this relationship that she has with Kel in her mind.
Yeah, because it is a level of severity, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much does this like affect her ability to get her schoolwork done, or is Kel actually not safe when she's there? I mean,
your sister is squeezing me again.
We have to have house rules for her when he comes over. No squeezing Kel.
Kyra, are you choosing Kel as your Christmas present?
Yes. And
Daddy
she always
said, keep that receipt.
Okay. Shady.
Right? He's a hater. He's mad because Mrs. Rockmore didn't want you for Christmas.
Yeah. He was a mess. The dad
I diagnosed him as well.
You did?
I did. I diagnosed Roger Rockmore with intermittent explosive disorder.
Okay. Yes. That can be it. I didn't know if I wanted to use that or if it would be, I don't know.
I mean, because is it annoying to have Kel at your house, making you do terrible things regularly? Yes, but like his responses were a little bit extreme. There's other ways that he could have handled the situation to prevent Kel from being able to return and continue to do the same things over and over and over each and every single time. And so the criteria for that I felt that he fit was the recurrent behavioral outbursts representing a failure to control aggressive impulses as manifested by verbal aggression or physical aggression towards property, animals, or other individuals, occurring twice weekly on average for a period of 3 months. We don't know how long Kenan and Kel was friends, so we assume this has been going on for a very long time. The physical aggression does not result in damage or destruction of property and does not result in physical injury to animals or other individuals. And so, like, he had snatched Kel up, but he wasn't, like, really, really hurting him. And then along with that, the magnitude of the aggressiveness expressed during the recurrent outburst is grossly out of proportion to the provocation or any precipitating psychosocial stressors. And the recurrent aggressive outbursts are not premeditated and are not committed to achieve some tangible object.
So does he meet the criteria?
Yeah, I feel like, you don't feel like?
The last one again?
The recurrent aggressive outbursts are not premeditated. They are impulsive and or anger-based and are not committed to achieve some tangible objective, such as money or power.
Yeah.
He's not trying to get money or power. He just, Kel. Yeah. And I don't like the way he said Kel's name because it sounded like he was saying Cal. Who is Cal? I don't know no nigga named Cal.
he did kick him out the house a few times. And when he did kick him out the house, it was out the window. He fell out the window with Kel. So I guess that.
But that was an accident, and it was not premeditated, and it was as a result of his anger-based reaction.
Yep. Okay. Intermittent.
Okay.
Yeah. Intermittent.
That too.
All right. So we got dad diagnosed. All right. So what about Kel? Well.
So I'll bounce around a few things. Let's just go ahead and get the obvious out of the way with his severe other substance use disorder, being orange soda, and feeling like it is pretty severe at this point. It's with, just when he was like, have you ever had any fantasies or dreams about anything? I'm drinking orange soda.
And he does. You remember that nightmare he had when he said he was gonna stop drinking soda?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Poor Kel.
And so he fully met criteria for that as well. With the in this case where the substance is orange soda, and the substance is often taken in larger amounts over a longer period than was intended. There is a persistent desire or unsuccessful efforts to cut down or control the use of substance, like you said, when he tried to quit unsuccessfully. And a great deal of time is spent in activities necessary to obtain the substance, use the substance, or recover from its effects. Craving or a strong desire or urge to use the substance. Recurrent use of the substance in situations in which is physically hazardous, such as the time when he went to the doctor and his insides were orange and the doctor said, "This is unhealthy. You have to slow down." And then continuing to use that substance despite the knowledge of having the persistent or recurrent physical or psychological problem that is likely to have been caused or exacerbated by the substance. So like he kept drinking even after knowing that that was an actual issue. The development of his tolerance and his withdrawal symptoms when he was trying to avoid the orange soda as well. So I feel like all of those, he definitely met the criteria and met the severity of severe use disorder of orange soda.
Yes, absolutely. If anyone's looking for a description or a behavior or example of what addiction looks like, that is Kel right there. And he was what do they say? A functional addict, as we like to call some people. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all like y'all alcohol, y'all do. Ooh. But we able to function and get things done, so we don't make it a big deal. So yeah, we got to remember.
And so also with that, I was a little bit concerned and kind of bounced around. Of course, is not the age to diagnose personality disorders, but I was starting to get the inkling of dependent personality disorder, but then I kind of pushed back from it because there are multiple times where he does try to assert himself. He says no. He says no every episode.
Every episode.
But that no is kind of just trampled over and ignored. But he did definitely want Kenan's approval. And then even when he did mess up, did not want to lose that connection with him. Like when the episode, of course, with the I dropped the screw in the tuna.
I dropped the screw in the tuna. I dropped the screw in the tuna. It was me. Oh, the humanity.
But even in his case, it was.
We're still boys, right? We still boys, right? I love you, man. I dropped the screw in the tuna.
Oh my God, that boy is stupid.
Don't take me to jail. Please don't take me to jail. I dropped the screw in the tuna.
Whenever I'm guilty for something, that's going to be my line.
Nickelodeon writers, how do they come up with? Okay, so this episode is going to be one where they have, a court scene, and there's going to be a litigation because there is a screw in a can of tainted tuna.
Who comes up with this shit? Amanda, please. I think she did. It was all her.
She was too young. She wasn't even on all that by the time.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, who came up with this? I don't know.
I don't know, but it's comedy genius.
And but even watching it again, it's like, man, there was moments where I was like, I don't even know if I understood that joke as a kid, but now this is extra funny. And like some of their little side comments, it'd be so funny. And it reminds me that I'm not watching. I hate to make it about black and white, but
it is.
It is. There's so their little commentary be like, "Ha, that's black." Like it's
wasn't
little moments, right? Yeah, little moments.
And all of Kel's dancing. Didn't nobody tell him to do the Prince?
Okay. And he always doing that fucking pelvic thrust over somebody, just always doing some pelvic
He was
thrust.
on the mic and he was like, and then, just wave your orange soda in the air.
And if you like living in Chicago, let me hear you say, ooh, yeah.
Anytime
in that case, JoJo.
Always. Anytime Kel was singing something, he ooh yeah. It don't matter. He was not singing the song. He always ad-libs in the song. I loved it. I love them.
I appreciate them. Shout out to Nickelodeon for putting two young Black characters on television and letting them be young Black men. I love that.
That was cool.
I love that for us. I love that for them. Shouts out to Nickelodeon. Because it wasn't even that they pitched the show themselves. They were just casted on all that and then had such instant chemistry that the creatives around the show were like, these guys have we should do something with them. Maybe give them their own show. And then I think his name is Kim Bass. He also wrote on Tia and Tamara. It was the creative for that show as well. He pretty much just developed the show into what it is. And so shout out to that singular Black man seeing the chemistry between these two young Black men and creating opportunities, because that's what it's all about, is creating opportunities for Black creativity.
Yeah. But I really did like the fact that, like you said, it's a Black show. You can tell that they were being their authentic Black selves at times. You had the little moments where it's like, I see you, Black boy. I see that Black boy magic right there. I appreciate that. Yeah. So.
Black boy joy, just all up and through here. And then like Kenan had locks. Like it was just yes. I don't know who was dressing Kel. I'm not sure who's responsible for that, but
I really didn't appreciate how his shirt was falling off his shoulder sometimes. Like, why is your shirt over here? Like, your shirt looked too big for you, bro. And big baggy clothes was in, I guess. So,
but you don't need to have a drunk collar, like. Yeah, wardrobe.
Wardrobe, get together.
Wardrobe is not from Chicago.
They couldn't have been. Yeah, there were some questionable items that they were wearing. I'm like, what is this? What are you guys wearing? I don't like it. Yeah, I thought, and I was gonna say something about the fashion choices too. I was like,
they were very 90s. They were so very 90s.
Oh my gosh! And like, I will never get over the fact, like, how you wearing a belt with baggy jeans. It's so funny with your shirt tucked in.
That's what you did back
shirt tucked in. Oh, I can't.
Because you're still respectable.
Oh my God. It reminds me being of middle school wearing uniforms and all like the gangster cool kids wore their pants, like sagged their pants with the belt because they had to wear a belt at school. And then they had to tuck in their shirt because it's a part of the uniform. So you see all these kids in these polar collar shirts with their sagged khakis and it's tucked in with their belt around their lower butt. It was so cool. I loved seeing it. It was my favorite part of the day.
Sounds like it really triggered some experiences for you, of which I apologize that I can't relate to at all, because all of the gangster cool kids were probably my homeboys. And I never went to a school where we had to wear uniforms. No one invested in us that much at the public schools I attended. So
yeah,
it's an experience I'm sorry I can't validate for you.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I wasn't cool all my life. You know, like I was kind of bullied in middle school. But
Oh, this is taking a turn. So Kel, though, where the hell was Kel's parents?
That's a very good question.
And it Kel felt like very at home at Kenan's house. So in my mind, you know, I'm a reach and I'm gonna create a backstory. Okay. And so in the reach that I'm creating this time, Kel is the only child.
Yes.
And enjoyed the camaraderie and that the strong relationship that he had with Kenan, and because he did not have any other siblings to fill that role. And so Kenan was almost like a brother to him because he did not have that. I'm going to assume that one of Kel's parents may have been an alcoholic, and there was some turmoil there. Not saying that they weren't themselves functioning, but this is where Kel learned that addictive personality from that dependence on a certain type of substance. Got that it was okay, but as long as you are continuing to function, because clearly it seems like they lived in the same neighborhood, and Kenan's father was a whole air flight controller at O'Hare. So they had a little bit of something coming in. And so Kel's parents, I'm assuming, did as well. Kel never seemed like he was going without. However, it seemed like there was some turmoil in Kel's home, so that he just appreciated the stability of Kenan's house so much that he just spent his time there. And because all of the turmoil, his parents just felt like it was okay. Just go to Kenan's house. Go ahead, go to Kenan's house. At least we know you're safe there. And the Rockmores just accepted that. And that is why they let him keep coming, even though he did stuff like still they VCR, eat up all of their food, pour hot coffee on them, spill stuff on them, push them out of windows. You know, all of those things that continue to happen, kill the bird, just all types of things.
Damn, forgot about the damn bird.
Just like on Martin.
They ain't had to do.
I feel like they just stole that episode. Like they stole the whole episode.
They did.
They stole the whole episode.
What is it about sitcoms, man? Like they be stealing each other's shit.
There's only so many themes that they had in the 90s, and they just recycle and repeat.
Yes. And we can't come up with nothing new. We've seen it before. Okay, this is the episode. This is like Family Matters, or this is Full House, or you know, there's Tia and Tamara.
There's always a court scene. There's always someone is going to get held up or robbed by Santa or a clown.
Oh God.
No, wait, when they got robbed by the clown, and Kel said, "You'll never make it to the circus, pale face." I died. I also thought that was a little dark because remember Chicago had that child serial killer that was dressing up as a clown. So I was like, that's a little touchy now.
Yeah.
Be a little responsible.
John Gacy. Yeah.
That creepy motherfucker.
That was a very interesting documentary on Netflix. You guys should check it out. Just saying.
Clearly, I watch a lot of true crime.
And I love it. Yeah. But yes, there are certain themes that happen in sitcoms that are just always predictable. There is always like a cop or jail scene where, you know, they end up in jail, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, like so interesting. But I had never figured it out until doing this show and watching shows again and realizing that there's really a pattern with TV and in Hollywood when how we did TV back in the day. I think what's refreshing now currently is that people are becoming more creative with the content and the ideas that they're putting out. Like Insecure was just completely something different of its own, like especially for someone who was Black, but then also, you know, just the content was so real and unpredictable. So that was cool.
It's also a different take on sitcoms. Like we don't have a lot of live studio audience sitcoms that are for us in that type of lane.
You know, when you think about that though, it makes me think about House of Pain. Like, and those types
that
of
was
shows.
Not a live studio audience. That was laughing at Can. Ha 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 ha.
Well.
It's Tyler Perry pushing a button. Anywho, we digress. Kenan.
You know, I was really struggling to find something for Kenan. I was thinking like a personality disorder, but then I was like, narcissistic is a bit much for him. I don't know what I would give Kenan other than being just a troublemaker. Like just being a teenager. I felt like he was being a typical teenager, just getting into shit. What do you think?
I also agree that he is a very typical teenager. I only diagnosed him with ADHD inattentive type. And I think that because we also get some episodes with experiences with him in school, so then we're able to see him in school, him at work, and him at home. I felt like that is definitely something that I would like to look into further and rule out other things to see if that was the case. Because the criteria that I felt that he met was, especially for the inattentive type, was the often fails to give close attention to details or makes careless mistakes in schoolwork, at work, or during other activities. Like overlooks or misses the details, or the work is inaccurate. Like the time where he was supposed to set up the bananas and he was peeling the bananas. And then setting them out. Often does not seem to listen when spoken to directly. Mind seems elsewhere, even in the absence of any obvious distractions. Where like his parents would repeat things to him and make him say that back to him to make sure that he was listening. Was another example. Often does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish schoolwork, chores, or duties in the workplace. He should have been fired plenty of times from Rigby's.
Too many. But I mean, to start with, he was putting holes in melons and throwing apples.
Just all types of mess. Often has difficulty organizing and tasks and activities, difficulty managing sequential tasks, difficulty keeping materials and belongings in order, messy, disorganized work, has poor time management, fails to meet deadlines. A lot of the mess ups in the show were a result from him having, this regular kid idea, but then his inability to follow through in an organized fashion with the sequential layout of things, resulting as problematic. And then often avoids, dislikes, or is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort. So he was very able to do schoolwork because we see like the one time that his principal was wanting to talk to his parents, and so he hired actors. It was really for good news. They were saying that he has this high ability. It's just that before he wasn't putting in effort, and that was the case. But now he had been. It was doing better. And then lastly, I felt that he is often easily distracted by extraneous stimuli for older adolescents and adults may include unrelated thoughts. And so him getting distracted and going off on a tangent such as, I need you to get 3 buffaloes, 2 cheerleaders, and some eggs and meet me on the roof. Let's go, Skippy.
He had the weirdest request of him.
I need a jar of peanut butter.
Right.
17 pogo sticks.
3 pounds of, what is it? He said 3 pounds of chicken something and meet me at the Grand Canyon. Chicken salad. 3 pounds of chicken salad and meet me at the Grand Canyon. And then Kel's like, where do I get 3 pounds of chicken salad? That ain't normal.
All eggs make me queasy. Here we go.
All right. Why we go to the zoo? I'm not an animal. I'm a human. Oh boy. I just could only imagine.
Again, which is why I bounced around dependent personality. You keep going along with this dumb shit. Now by episode 17, you should see.
Look, I'll be like, look, we gotta see other people, man. I mean, you a good friend. I like your people. Your people are cool, but
which is why I felt like it was some turmoil going on in Kel's home where he felt like, hey, this is better than what's going on in my house.
I mean, it looked fun. I ain't gonna even lie. And knowing me, I'm like, I wanna do it. Okay.
I want to open a club called The Bomb.
Right. Don't make me do it. Okay, here I come.
But I'll pass out all the flyers.
Right. Like, come on now. You can't sit here and pretend that she wouldn't be friends with Kenan and get into his shenanigans and mayhem.
For all of the free stuff that Kel was getting from Rigby's, I'd be friends with a lot of people for that. Do you know how much money he saved in groceries?
Hell yeah, he saved about $300 worth. Spending all that on orange juice. Orange soda. Hell yeah.
Like the one time when it was locked in the later episodes, he walked in. He was like, I can't get to the orange soda. He said, because it's locked. And Chris was like, you drank over $100 worth of free orange soda last month. He was like, really?
I thought it was so much more.
Oh, do you remember when soda used to be 75 cents?
You could get, so before in Buffalo, New York, before there was 7-Eleven, there was Wilson Farms, and Wilson Farms had their own brand of orange soda, and you could get a can of orange soda for 49 cents.
Girl. And I'm talking about the big, like the 16-ounce bottle for 75 cents. You don't remember? At the little bodega.
Yeah, we don't.
That's what it sounds like at the bodega.
That's what it sounds like at the bodega. So y'all have bodegas, we have corner stores, and they're all run by Arabs, and they don't really play music.
I mean, now, back in the day, it was mostly Hispanic. Now, Jamaica Ave is mostly, Indian and Arab.
See, ours has always been Arabs.
Damn. Yeah, they changed.
Many from countries such as Yemen.
I don't know nobody from Yemen. You're cool. You know somebody from Yemen.
I know a couple of Al's because everybody got a one dude in there named Al.
I probably know somebody. You're right. I know somebody. But anyway.
Yeah, we get it.
Let's digress. So yeah. Who else do we have to diagnose on this show? What about Chris? Chris was a little strange.
Glad you said it. So Chris is the last person that I have to diagnose, because technically, if you really think about it, there really aren't that many characters in this show.
No, and it was like, that's brilliant. You guys didn't have to pay that many people. But they had some really cool guest stars. That's fun.
They did.
Yeah.
They had lots of famous people that came by, and then they had lots of non-famous people that just did weird stuff, like Miss Quagmire.
Miss Quagmire. Girl, I always want a hot sauce. Miss Quagmire. Did you finish all your hot sauce that fast?
Can you point me to the hot sauce?
Hot sauce, some ointment. I really want to know what this ointment was.
Yeah, Miss Quagmire, why you always need ointment? Maybe it was just arthritis ointment.
It might be,
because I didn't even think that I haven't thought about arthritis ointment until like I had to think about arthritis ointment. And so now I'm like, maybe she just needed arthritis ointment. That's common.
Oh, and then ain't no ointment for that itch. I want it to be that itch ointment. But I mean, yeast infection. Yeah.
Oh, Miss Quagmire, no. Keep it clean, Miss Quagmire. Keep it clean.
Okay, just kidding. It is arthritis ointment. And we're moving on.
It's regular cortisone. Matter of fact, she just got bug bites. You know what? It's mosquitoes that grow in Miss Quagmire's backyard because she has a bird bath. And so,
I mean, looking at the house, she had a moose and a fucking swordfish. So I wouldn't be surprised if she had a bird bath and some live creatures in her backyard. She looked like that type of character.
Her aggressive self, always beating up on Chris. Chris should have pressed charges on Miss Quagmire ass. He needed a restraining order. Matter of fact, you can't come back to Rigby's, Miss Quagmire.
But why is she still even coming back to Rigby's if she's a lottery winner?
She didn't come back for a while. She didn't come back to like season 4 after she won the lottery.
You're right. All her lottery money ran out.
She probably was out there tricking, living her best life.
Being a cool girl.
She's so old and shit. But Chris, I'm sorry, Chris. I diagnosed Chris with his I diagnosed Chris with avoidant personality disorder. I wanted to talk to you about this and see if you agreed.
Okay.
And so the criteria that I felt that Chris met was the avoiding occupational activities that involve significant interpersonal contact because of fears of criticism, disapproval, or rejection. So I felt that he had those internal fears, but that he also, a lot of times, if you notice, if somebody was going to be coming for a delivery or if there was lots of customers out front, he would send Kenan. Kenan was always at the front. Kenan was always the face. Kenan was always the person that people spoke to. I felt that he was also unwilling to get involved with people unless certain of being liked, that he showed restraint with intimate relationships because of the fear of being shamed or ridiculed. Like when when he said like different words like kerfuffle or hullabaloo, and they would be like, hullabaloo. Yeah. He was like, must you always mock me?
Yes.
But then he said bananards, or he'll put like random D's or B's where they don't belong. Yeah. Okay. And you were saying
that was a Midwestern thing that I didn't get. Is preoccupied with being criticized or rejected in social situations. Mm-hmm. Is inhibited in new interpersonal situations because of feelings of inadequacy. Views self as socially inept, personally unappealing, or inferior to others. I just keep thinking about when the actor came and he was like, I have a car. And that's the only thing that he could really say. Right. There were other things going on in his mind where that was the only thing that he felt confident in sharing. And then is unusually reluctant to take personal risks or to engage in any new activities because they may prove embarrassing. And, he was kind of slow to share all of the things about Mother, like him holding on to her foot shavings and gumming down mashed potatoes. And
I don't understand. Why are you keeping her foot shaving? And then they put it on the screen. I was so grossed out by that. I don't know why. It was so gross. Do you remember that heel shaver that had like the
cup on the inside and it would collect all of the shavings?
That's what it reminded me of. I was like,
probably what it was from.
Oh God.
Ew, that one sounded wet.
My bad. I'm okay now.
Are you sure?
Gross. I'm okay.
Okay, stop. You're grossing me out.
It's gross. Why are you carrying around somebody's foot shavings? I don't care whose foot it was.
It was in the script.
He's so interesting. I think. Well, okay, if we're gonna give Kel,
okay, so that was my idea. Do you agree? Like, do you feel how do you feel about that? Do you disagree? Would you like to propose something else? Because I am not completely solid in that one.
I don't know if I'm solid in it either. But now that we mentioned his mom, I'm like, is he dependent personality disorder? Like,
good point.
You know,
good point.
But
like, he's how not much seeking out other individuals to fill that role. Like, is he wanting his mother's approval? Yes. But with the threat of mother's approval being taken away, is he seeking someone else to fill that role? I don't think so.
Okay.
So like, I completely get what you're saying and kind of agree. I don't know. That's why I'm confused.
There's really nothing else that I could think of. He was just a strange guy. Like, he just had all these strange things about him that was hard.
Are we just diagnosing him as odd?
Right. You know, like, and that's going to be our diagnosis in our words. It's going to be, oh, you're just odd, peculiar. I don't know. I don't know how to describe that one, but
there is something wrong with keeping foot shaven. So then I was like, is it obsessive compulsive personality disorder? I don't know. He's a tough one because he has so many different oddities from different categories that I can't quite place it.
Right. And we don't have enough background on him either to really put an emphasis to say this is a solid diagnosis, because he is just one of those characters that you just see for a brief moment that has like a quick conversation. And based off of those conversations, we can imply that there's something there, but he's a hard one to diagnose for sure.
I agree. So then I think we can settle on further assessment for Chris.
Yes, we can settle on that.
We have a couple ideas that we're thinking about. We can screen, we can do, some different things with Chris, continue to see, meet with him and see which things are potentially causing most impairment into his areas of functioning. Which ones are more causing him distress, and then go from there.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. You don't need a diagnosis today,
No. What's his prognosis though?
I do feel like he has a fair prognosis. The only reason why I say fair is because his mother is aging, and, with her growing and getting older, and then the likelihood of her passing, I think that is going to be detrimental to him. And it'll probably have a huge impact. The grief is going to have a huge impact on his ability to maintain, the store, or maybe even himself.
I could see that going either one or two ways, where then he completely loses his grasp on all of those things and being able to take care of those responsibilities, or because his mother was such a major priority in his life, that he then throws himself into the store and then makes it super productive. And then it's all about efficiency of the store, because that is something that he can control. Because he lacked that with so many of the decisions that he had with mother.
Yeah. So that's the only concern. So working through, either processing the progression of his mother's illness or whatever is going to take place, because we can't deny that the older she gets, the more likely she's going to be sick or pass. And so
she already ain't got no teeth.
Right, to be gumming down mashed potatoes. And he is a primary caretaker, right? So the stressors of being a caretaker is something that is going to continue to be something I would work with him on. And then, again, talking about the transition of maybe putting her in a nursing home, or, things like that, or maybe that conversation of hospice. But yeah, I think it's fair. And I wonder if he's going to be okay with it.
I think even before that, if he was currently my client, I would like to see Chris with a little bit of respite care just to see like where he is in his functioning. Does he know how to prioritize just his own needs and only take care of himself? Is there some codependency there where you need to be needed and you have to be in this caretaker role in order for you to feel fulfilled? And I would just like to see like with him getting that break. Okay, now let's look at what your baseline is. See if it's about the same. See if we're seeing some of those things with, like we're saying, with further assessment. I think that would be a good piece to tie in as well. Prognosis for Roger Rockmore. I think that man is going to die of a heart attack because he is not handling his stress well. His blood pressure has got to be sky high and through the roof.
Yeah.
I hope that O'Hare is providing him with quality health and life insurance because the Rockmores are going to need it.
I was like,
he has a stressful job. Like, look, he lands airplanes. He has a stressful, high-paced job. He is not handling his anger well with Kel constantly coming in the house. They clearly are providing a certain level of stability and care for their other family members with all of these weird aunts that they always got to go bail out of jail or take to the hospital or just do different stuff. And they got Grady coming over for Thanksgiving. Seems like he has lots of high needs responsibilities that are constantly pulling in his attention. And if he does not learn how to manage that stress well, that man gonna die.
He just might. No, he will. Yeah. Because the way he was struggling with yeah, all of it. But with
Kel, puzzle. He got mad and tried to beat up puzzle pieces. That's supposed to be relaxing, sir.
Yeah, you don't know how to relax.
You were spending time with your daughter.
Yeah. That sucks to suck. Well, I think that, but
I think that brings a larger issue to light of, especially professional Black men finding ways of relaxing and feeling that so much of their worth is tied up in being productive and being providers and being protectors and being leaders of the family and doing all of those things that there isn't. I know we say this a lot for Black women. Sometimes I don't think that we say this enough for Black men, that they have to find ways in order for them to learn how to relax, learn how to prioritize themselves, and not just my wants, but prioritizing your needs, prioritizing your stress levels, how to relax, how to woosah.
Right. It's hard. It's hard for them. Like you said, like when you are the person that's providing for the family, and don't get me wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Cheryl have a job?
I never see her go to work.
Right. So I feel like he was the primary.
But she also was never home.
Right. So questions that need answers. Like, what did you do? Is it important that we know what she did? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe Cheryl was so busy trying to take care of herself that, that she was doing all of those self-care things and Roger was not.
Maybe. There we go. That's it. I like that story. But Kenan was working too. Well, Kenan's little money was probably his little play money. Like they was like, that's your money.
They were teaching him responsibility.
The best they could, because
they was trying. I mean, they had to do something. Because like if Kenan was your son, like
Kenan would be outside. He would not even be my child. I would be like, take the child. Take him.
Take the whole kid.
Take the whole kid. I can't. And his little best friend. Take him and his sidekick.
Oof. Okay.
So yeah, Roger, he gonna need some help. What's your prognosis for Kel? Kel, all right?
Kel is gonna be all right. Kel is so resourceful. God take care of babies and fools, okay? And Kel is going to be just fine. My only concern with Kel is what career field would he be into? Now, do I think that he's going to be just abundantly successful in something? I'm not exactly sure, just because we don't see him strategically directly applying himself to any one particular thing. But like there was the one time where he did figure that he had to get a job in order to pay for his orange soda, and he got the job at the donut factory. And then there was the mishap, and then they was up to here in donuts, and that was the issue. So I just want that. Where the hell is these school counselors? Someone needs to intervene with Kel and see what his career aspirations are. What his career aspirations are, not what they be, but what they are, And then also kind of figure out what skills that he has that he can continue to develop into him having a career in one day. But other than that, Kel's gonna be just fine.
Yeah, I can see that. I wonder what his career would be. I think he would work well with children.
I don't know. His energy. His ass whooped at that damn that birthday party.
Oh, pal. Yeah, you're right, but I think he enjoyed it. Probably. So then maybe, yeah, he might open his own air what's the Airbound, one of those places, and be just fine. Yeah. Probably get a lawsuit going for all of his health ailments due to orange soda. Give him a nice little settlement, open up a children's business, and be fine. Right. Lord knows his blood, his sugar must be off the chain.
Or work at the orange soda factory, get all the free orange soda. Like he'd be fine.
I think he would do that too, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, be an orange soda salesman.
I don't know. He might get fired for drinking all the orange soda. Might not make it to delivery.
Work for Fanta. Yeah.
He could be a Fanta boy.
Yeah, Fanta boy. Got the moves. Yeah.
Yeah, we are completely distracted now.
We are. I did love this show. It's one of my favorite shows. I love the song, especially the intro song. Never learned the words. I know you know the words. You know the words. I know you do. To
end up in the episode, and I know that if I say it, Daniel won't cut it. So,
come on, let me get you back. There you go. Get it.
Everybody out there, go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for
Kenan Kel.
Keep you laughing in the afternoon, so don't touch that dial or leave the room, cause they always into something in the front and you don't want to miss it. The double K like two legit players. Kenan Kel, should I say Kel and Kenan? Then you gotta watch Kenan, cause Kenan be scheming with a plan on plot to make it to the top, but they kinda in the middle cause they always getting caught. The second Hardy Boys or Nancy Drew mystery. It's just Kenan Kel in your vicinity like Siegfried and Roy, Abbott and Costello, Magic and Kareem or Penn and Teller. Somebody's in trouble. All here goes. Or Nick.
Yay! I told you.
There's only one line I'm confused on, and I saw an interview, and even Kel don't know what he really say, and so I just say like two legit players, but it might be like or two like two get a radius or two to get greatness. I don't know.
I think two players.
Yeah, so I just say that. So
yeah, I like that.
That should not make it into the episode, Daniel. Please and thank you. Coolio's version is a whole lot better. You can just put that in. All that to say, shout out Nickelodeon, shout out them for giving us Snick at night with all of these such teen shows and giving us all of this greatness and all of this just young black joy that we got from Kenan Kel. I appreciate them, and I appreciate just black boy joy.
Yeah, it made me think of like the smell of like fried chicken being cooked and Kraft macaroni and cheese being made.
Why do all 90s sitcoms remind you of fried chicken?
I think that's just all I ate as a kid.
Somebody was always fried chicken at Dr. Rosie's house.
Yes, we love frying some damn chicken and some macaroni and cheese.
Anywho, if you would like to support the show to help us get more content out to you all, you can visit our website and follow the support the show link to become a Patreon member or donate on our Cash App. Now, we're happy to get the kind of money that jingles, but we would rather the kind that folds. As always, be sure to follow us on Instagram at the DSM Podcast, and you can subscribe to our show wherever you get podcasts. While you're there, go ahead and leave us a comment because we are counselors and actually care about what you have to say. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Okay, bye.